Coming up, unlocking the power of gratitude. This morning, Mornings in Alive with Keith and Friends, the only morning show to get your ass out of bed, boys. Don't hit the snooze button. You're going to be 9 minutes behind. Let's get after it. This morning, Mornings in Alive with Keith and Friends. Welcome to Mornings in Alive, where
When something negative comes up.
Go to muscle please. Blood flow.
Nobody is expecting, John.
If the lady's saying that, you're just
Being as a super
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Like my sleep's been good. Is that
It's time to go, guys. It's time to go. It's time to roll over. It's time to not hit the snooze. Yep. Good morning, nation. You got Keith Billis over here. You got Johnny over there. You got my friend Christopher Martin, a.k.a. CMartyFit. He's over there. Producer Jimmy, he's on the buttons, sliding the sliders, making sure the cameras work. And you know Tommy, our friend Tommy, he's in the Mornings in the Lab community, interacting with all of you, creating conversation, dialogue, most importantly, creating engagement. Today, we're here to talk about the power of gratitude. When you start your day with positivity and gratitude, everything sounds better. Everything goes better. Life is better with gratitude. We're digging into today. Warren Maynard's joining us here this morning. We got a few fun things happening. Hey, what happens if you put ChatGPT attached to a machine gun? What? Yeah, we're going to show you guys a quick little video on that. And of course, Jorie Janzen's joining us later today. We're going to get into, well, Johnny's going to love this one. Are all ultra processed foods bad for you? Or can we find some good ultra processed foods in the bag of at the grocery store in the middle of the store? Jimmy, let's bring the boys up there. I see Marty's got his head down in his phone there, which I love. He's got the old red headset on, the pink Less Brunch is More Crunch t-shirt. And we got, of course, Johnny in the black red hat. What's going on, Andersen? I see you're ready to talk. Go ahead.
Is my shit too dark? I'm playing with some new lighting here in the studio. Is my shit too dark, or do I need to turn it up?
No, you look. Oh, so I actually can tell. I think you have a navy shirt on today, don't you, Johnny?
That's what I mean. I'm a little dark. That's blue. It's actually blue, but you can't see that motherfucker.
Well, I kind of like the lighting today. I like the UFO.
I just want to listen. I just want to make sure y'all can see my beautiful face,
dude. You're looking sharp and in on track here today as well. What's going on, Mr. Christopher Martin?
Another day in the loop, man. Let's get it, man. Let's have a good show.
I love it. We've had a good show. We've had a good show. We have a good week of we've had a good week of shows. We've got a gladiator in the lab. Exactly. Hey, good morning, Sean. I see you here. Sean's joining us from Australia. Good morning here, Sean. Hey, listen, you have joined the biggest morning show on the planet for North America. We're going to launch our morning show in Australia in the near future. I welcome you to subscribe to this channel. It's the only show to get your ass out of bed to help you guys hit some big goals. Hey, boys, before we get into it, Marty, I want to dig into a current event situation. I just feel like I need to acknowledge it. If anything, it makes me feel a little better. Marty, we leaned into our friend Chris yesterday. Chris Keach, of course, our good friend over there in California, one of the original members of Mornings in the Lab with myself and Marty and Nicole and Johnny. So Christopher Keach is a good friend of ours.
I think Johnny might have met Keach.
Yeah, did you make Keach?
You know, God damn it! Last time you asked me that question, I said no, and I fucked it up.
Yeah, you're right. You did. Christopher.
Yeah, but it was the hat on. I remember it was the doctor, and she was wearing a hat, and I was like, the first time there was no hat. Once you started talking, I'm like, God damn it! You know? And I did the best I could cover it up, but all I did was fuck it up worse. You know,
Marty, the one guy that Johnny never forgets, David Sowers. He's like, that's the one dude.
Yeah.
Dude, shitter is ingrained in my. Shitter can't get away. There's no way.
Yeah. And Keith, their conversation went exactly like I said it was going to go.
That's exactly right.
We had the exact conversation.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to quickly acknowledge, Keach, I know you're not. I know you got more important things going on than listening to us. But when you do get a chance to, hopefully, get a chance to tune into us, you recognize that I got a lot of love for you and your family. Marty's got love for you and your family, and Johnny doesn't. But Johnny doesn't even know. But Johnny does as well. Keach's family.
What does Keach do? Maybe I remember. What does he do?
No. So Chris Keach is. You might recognize the last name Johnny just because of our age. Stacy Keach, James Keach.
Okay. We've talked about him before. Yeah.
Jane Seymour is his mom. Chris's dad lost his fire tragically. Thanks, Jimmy. Fuck boys. Look at Jimmy on the fucking ball. Oh yeah. By the way, guys, we swear on the show. Jimmy's on the ball.
What happened? Chris, what happened? He lost something.
Yeah, Chris's dad lost the house in the fire. One of the big in LA.
Fuck, dude, that's a bummer, dude.
Yeah, so I sent a note to Chris.
Bummer, man.
It is. I sent a note to Chris yesterday. Told him we were thinking about him. We had lots of love for him, and guys, Chris and his beautiful wife are expecting a young little baby. So I was reaching out just to say, hey, we're thinking about you. Lots of love out there. And when things settle down, or when you get a chance to kind of bring your head up for air, we'd love to have you here on the show to catch up with us.
You know what? I don't know if this is true, but I've heard this shit circulate. I mean, there's a lot of California's fucking mad as hell in Southern California.
Yes.
But I've heard that, and I hope this isn't true, for God's sake. I've heard that a bunch of insurance companies, if not the majority of them, canceled fucking fire insurance just 2 weeks ago.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, I heard that.
God damn it. Are you shitting me?
That's
an awfully weird fucking coincidence.
Yeah, right. There's apparently a massive insurance abyss coming over there in California, which is really unfortunate, right? And it's just like we talked yesterday, right? All of a sudden the insurance is canceled, and then some guy, Johnny, I kind of giggled at the clip you cut yesterday, but some guy farts in the wind, and all of a sudden, we got a bunch of wildfires started in LA, right? And not to make light of it, but some assholes more than likely legitimately started those fires, right? So
in insurance, listen to this. Insurance is so expensive, right?
Yes.
So I take care of my little ones. So basically we've got Terry and I have 4 cars. The 2 little girls, I pay for their insurance too, their cars. The insurance for 6 cars is almost fucking $2,000.
Jesus. Yeah.
Man.
And that's in South Dakota, we know, Marty, because Johnny registers
that's a month, keep in mind.
Wow.
A month, not a fucking year.
Man.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I got a note here from somebody's trying to get into the show. Hey guys, you can find the show on YouTube. Just Google Mornings and Live with Keith and Friends. Jeremy Cunningham, boys, connected with Jeremy over on LinkedIn this week. Jeremy says he's a quiet introvert who likes to rock and roll and have a lot of fun. I'm just having some fun with you, Jeremy. I'm the same as you, Jeremy. I'm welcoming you to the show this morning. I'm glad you're tuning in. Another exciting day in Colorado. I'm very grateful. Listen, me and Marty and Johnny know you guys have many choices where to spend your time in the morning. You don't have to spend it with us. So the fact you guys get over to choose to spend it with myself, Christopher Martin, and Jon Andersen, man, that's gratitude. That is nothing but gratitude and grace for that. So, Jeremy, I appreciate you hanging out with us. Adam Holroyd, good to see you here this morning over there in Toronto. Good to see you as well. And Sean, good to see you guys. I appreciate everybody here hanging out with us here in the morning. Hey, Jimmy, you want to get that video set up? I want to show the boys that video that I saw here this week about ChatGPT.
What we got?
Yeah, so some dude hooked up his ChatGPT to a machine gun and wanted to show the world what would happen if Skynet happened. Remember Terminator, boys? Like Terminator and Arnold and automated shit. So Jimmy, if you can pull it up here, let's show the boys what it looks like when somebody invents Skynet. And check this out, guys.
In front right, respond accordingly.
If you need any further assistance, just let me know.
Yes, can you move negative 25 degrees, then sweep across the field of fire, stopping every 5 degrees to fire 1 round. You should also have some variation in the pitch.
Firing 1 round at each 5-degree interval, with variations in pitch. If you require any further actions, feel free to let me know.
Good job, you saved us.
I'm glad I could help.
Confirm the speed and acceleration settings.
I'm sorry, but I don't have the capability to retrieve the current.
Is he sitting on the goddamn machine gun right now?
I'll give you some more random left and right moves and just throw a couple degrees of variation on the pitch axis as well.
He's riding it like a bull.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys, but I saw that, and I know we're all dudes here. I had to show you guys, and I had to show our guys in the audience. Like, good morning, McQuillan. I see you there. Good morning. That is some scary shit. And here's the thing. That's just some dude. That's not DARPA. That's not the military. That's not some super, maybe he's probably a smart guy, but Marty, that's just some dude down the road from you that's like, yeah, I'm going to try this out. Look what he built.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that'll stop some thefts and some robberies in houses in the future. That's probably what we need.
Especially in
I'm
America.
a fan. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Chat GPT, stop anybody that comes up to this house at night that's not supposed to be here. I bet you the crime will go down.
Pretty crazy. If you look at the movie, the film industry, right?
Yeah.
And even TV.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking nuts how when they do these futuristic predictions, how fucking on point they are. I mean, look at the fucking The Simpsons, dude. The Simpsons has talked about shit that's 20. What they're talking about shit like 20 way back when, which we thought was so futuristic. 2025.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, man, these motherfuckers are not too far off. Well, it makes you wonder. These big wigs in Hollywood, they're in the circles of the high up.
Yeah.
Are they just fucking mocking the rest of fucking humanity by saying, look, dickheads, here's what's coming, but you're too dumb to fucking realize it. I'm telling you, Homer Simpson's telling you, dipshits, are you gonna keep sitting on your ass or are you gonna do something?
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah.
So my mom is a couple years older than y'all.
Yes, I know she is. Yeah.
So
but I think
she said
younger than us, though.
She does look a little younger than y'all, but y'all still look good though. Y'all still look good. She told me that when she was like back in the day when they would show like futuristic cars,
yes,
it's how the cars look now. Is that you think so? Okay, all right, cool.
Absolutely.
That fucking the Cybertruck.
Yeah,
dude, go back and look at some movies. That's what the shit looked like.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And they were driving themselves.
Yes,
that's
what's crazy, Marty, is that Johnny and I are actually living it. So you're 20 years younger than us. Johnny and I are living what you're seeing now. Like that's what's bizarre, right? So and that's why. Hey, good morning, Cole. I see Cole Fleming. I see you there in the comments. I invite you to subscribe to this channel. We go live every single day here at 8:00 Eastern time. The only morning show for men. We talk great shit, accountability, fun stuff. Fontana, I see you there as well. I don't know if it's congratulations or not congratulations on your news yesterday. Boys, Fontana made some decisions in his career yesterday, so he's looking to do some different things. And Holroyd,
tell him come on the show and share it.
I know. Yeah. Hey, yeah, Fontana, come on the show.
Get on the show, man.
And Holroyd says the movie industry giving all the smart people that can create this stuff bad ideas. Yeah. And then Holroyd, you're gonna love this one there. Fit presenter Johnny, you'll love this one. He says I wiped my ass with 3 seashells this morning. It was amazing.
Oh boy. That's a new one.
I'm not sure.
That's a new one. I don't think my shit would accept that. It'd be like, no.
Yeah, that's not a bidet. That ain't a bidet.
You know what I love one? That is just random morning show shit that a caller or a guest just calls in. Like this is perfect because Quillen, I love this, man. Like it's out of the blue. It's like I'm in 1984 right now. Just some dude calls the morning show. Yeah, I just wiped my ass with some fucking seashells. What?
Dude, I wipe my ass with a lot of weird shit, but never a seashell.
Just out of the blue. Rich, we miss you too, brother. We're looking forward to hanging out with you next week. We know
where's Richie been?
Where the hell is Rich?
Richie's busy running in circles. Or you know how Richie runs? He just runs in circls. Richie doesn't tell us
anything. He needs to get a goddamn pit stop here for Christ's sake.
He just runs.
Richie he strikes me as the type of dude that wants him to get a groove. He sticks in there.
That's what I thought. I thought that was a military thing, man. But I guess he lost it, man. No, I'm messing with you, Rich.
We love you, Ingram. Looking forward to having you on the show. We are looking forward to having you. Now, listen, all truth, guys. Richie and I were texting this week, and him and me and the family were just sorting some things out with the schedule here. But he's going to be back hanging out with us here next week. He's got a big 50K run coming up. Richie's
how many?
50,
how long?
50K.
50K, fuck.
I love when Anderson rolls his eyes at shit, because you know who guy who does crazy shit like Anderson, when he does something like, you know, it's monumental when he's like, holy fuck, man, really?
Yeah.
Like, you're doing that?
That's like that running that is like, so my equivalent to that is like when I cleaned, 100 kilos, which is 220 pounds, 100 times in one set without stopping. People are like, it doesn't comprehend. People do a set of 10 with that and they think that they're a baller. No, you got that's 10% of the way, babe.
I could see John like, well, I didn't train for a 50K, but if you put me out there, I'll get the shit done because no one else wants to do the shit.
Give me the 60K fucking rock, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy,
I feel the same way though. I would get that shit done too.
Jimmy, do I see Fontana in the green room over there? Listen, if Fontana's in the green room, why don't we do this? Let's go to the accountability check-in, and if that's the case, why don't we bring Fontana in for center stage? We'll talk a little bit of what happened yesterday in his world. We'll talk a little bit about gratitude, and then Warren Maynard's coming in at the bottom of the hour. And then, boys, Jorie Janzen's here at the 45-minute mark for protein break. And we are going to talk about our favorite discussion, ultra-processed foods. And are they all bad? John, don't answer that, because maybe some
they're fucking perfect if you want to fuck yourself up.
John's not
the best saying on the planet.
I agree, though.
Listen,
I agree.
Americans need to hear this right here. If you have the average American diet, you will get the average American disease. Period. End of fucking story.
Wow.
Look at this stuff.
That's true. That's a good
No,
point.
seriously. I mean, look at our diabetic epidemic is fucking exploding because there's so much hidden sugar in our food. They put so much sugar in it, but you can't taste it because they mask it with salt. They even have the food industry even has a term for it. It's like that peak fucking euphoria from the brain with a mixture of salt and sugar put together. And you can't really tell that it's massive either one because they're bouncing off each other.
I fucking love it, man. Oh, I love it. I love that taste, though, a little bit of sugar and salt together. But I'll tell you, boys, I've been really, really, really diligent since we started the year because I'm trying to be the leader for all of you. Just been not going for the ultra-processed foods, just making a choice of not eating food out of a package.
Yes, sir.
Really simple as that. Just not eating food out of a package.
And you know what it's called, brother? You strip it down.
It's called
like I love to do, simplify it. It's called this. It's called a fucking choice.
It is a fucking choice.
Well, I
Keith,
Marty.
And you're doing a great job making a choice, brother. That's all it is. You make you make a decision. Make a fucking decision. I'm not going to be that guy starting this fucking moment.
That's true. You're absolutely right, Marty.
And say, you know what, Ronald? I'm sorry. I'm going to stop fucking giving you my money. But that's the way it's got to be.
Ronald taking everybody's money, man.
Ronald.
What, Colonel? I'm sorry, Colonel. I'm not
Colonel,
coming over anymore.
Colonel.
I don't know what that little bitch's name on the Wendy's thing, but
Wendy.
little bitch on Wendy's, I ain't coming to you either.
The Burger King.
Yeah.
What's
the
her
cow
name?
from Chick-fil-A. No, it's Wendy.
It's Wendy.
That's Wendy. Oh, how the fuck did I miss that one? Jesus Christ, Wendy. I'm sorry, babe. You're done. I'm cheating on you.
Oh my God. Oh, you, Marty?
That tells you how disconnected the fast food I am. I didn't know that Wendy's, the little bitch, was named Wendy. Holy Christ. That tells you how far away from that shit I am. I can't even remember the last time I went into a fucking Wendy's, for Christ's sake.
Oh my God, yo, John, you're crazy, man.
Oh,
hey,
man,
Keith,
today.
I was just gonna ask. 9 days, 10 days in now. How do you feel it's working for you? Do you see a body change, or do you feel different?
Oh yeah, 100%.
He should be feeling more clear in the mind, more clarity. First thing she should have noticed is getting rid of all that fucking preservatives and shit.
Yeah, there's no question. I feel better. I'm sleeping better. I added a second habit, boys, into my world too. Truthfully, I've been really focused on being in bed at the right time, like true story, and actually reading a book. I've been reading a book lately. I've been reading like 15, 20 minutes and putting my phone down and actually reading a book, Marty. So that's the second habit. And Marty, yes,
there's just. Check this out. I'm having a brain fart on his name. I can picture it, but he's a high performer, like 100 million plus guy, right? And he's young, and he's like probably in his late 30s, and he's like I said, he's a coach. He's a killer.
Yeah.
And he said point blank, he said, if you can stick to a set fucking bedtime, that's a huge part of your equation.
It really
you can't have a set bedtime.
Was it Dan Hurley?
No, fuck, I remember his name. Dan, it's Dan something.
Dan Hurley, probably Hurley. Yeah. I think I heard him say that.
He's actually one of Ed Milet's disciples.
Oh yeah,
that was the Dan Hurley. It was Dan. He said that
Hurley,
on Dan. Oh, it wasn't. Okay, never mind.
It's not Hurley, but I mean, keep in mind, amongst high performers, this is a well fucking known, deal. It's like, but anyway, I'll remember his name. But you know who's actually working with him right now? Remember, I remember Tyler and Carissa. They work with him currently right now.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. We're shaking. Tyler was shaking.
Oh, that was a couple your people.
Yeah, the relentless couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came to me. And I mean, their growth was fucking enormous. And I love the fact that they just keep it going, because that's one of the things I want for all of my people. Look, finish with me and keep going. Don't stop here.
Yeah, I love it. All right, boys, listen, let's keep the show rolling. We're having a lot of energy, a lot of fun here this morning. Johnny's got to go for a break. Marty's going to take a quick little second. I think Fontana's going to join us here in about a minute. I got the accountability check-in. And then Warren Maynard's jumping in in the deep dive. We're going to get to know Warren in a few moments.
Martell, there it is. Martell, Dan Martell.
Yes, I know Dan Martell. Yeah.
He's a Canadian, for Christ's sake. You should know him.
Right. That's right, yeah. Get out of here, Anderson. Whoa, is there energy this morning, boys? I hope you guys listen. If you're laying in bed, there's actually no reason to keep laying. You got to get up and get moving. Jimmy, I forgot the Substack. Yeah, so I'm going to get the accountability check-in going, and then I'll start the Substack for the second half hour of the show. Listen, you can't be grateful and you can't be entitled. Nope, can't. You got to pick one. McQuillan, you pick one. Grateful, entitled. You can only pick Jeremy. You got to pick one. You can be entitled, which is sneaky. It shows up when you feel stuck, when you think life owes you more. You're like entitled. More money, more recognition, more success. Gratitude, boys. We know what gratitude is. It's a discipline. It's not a feeling. No, baby. It forces you to see what's real, not what you think you're owed. Right, Fontana? No way, baby. Most people skip this part of gratitude. They grind hard, but they feel resentful. Good morning, Scott. Good morning. You're kicking in for the accountability check, and we're talking some gratitude. We're talking about entitlement, or we're talking gratitude. When you grind hard and you feel resentful, that's entitlement creeping in. But gratitude? No way, man. It doesn't mean settling. It means owning what you've earned. Good morning, Rick Klutke. I see you there as well, brother. And gratitude means using it to fuel the next step. You're grateful today, you're going to get after it tomorrow. So listen, I invite you to consider this, guys. Yes, guys, consider this. Maybe you might want to do this today. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Do it. Do it, Ingram. Even if it's in your head. Not future goals, not things you think you deserve. No, baby, no, not what you deserve. What do you have right now? What do you have? Because gratitude makes you unstoppable. Entitlement makes you bitter. You can't hold both those mindsets. Trust me, you can only pick one. So what are you going to choose as you start your Friday of the loop? Friday of the second week of January. Are you going to choose entitlement, or are you going to choose gratitude? That's your accountability check-in. On Morning to the Live with Keith and Friends, we go at it every single day at 8:15 Eastern Time. A little bit of mindset shift for you guys to think about as you go on your day. Hey, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is the morning show for men. Mornings End Live with Keith and Friends. I'm Keith Billis. I'm your host. Bootstrapped the company and sold it for a couple $1 million. Yeah, that's my claim to fame. My bigger claim to fame, what I'm grateful for. My good friend Jon Andersen over there. My good friend CMartyFit, Christopher Martin over there. All of you that I've met along the way. Producer Jimmy, Walter, Melissa, all you guys. That's what I'm grateful for here today. Entitled? No. Full of gratitude. All right. So apparently.
You know what this is right here?
Yeah.
It's called cigar number 2.
Yes.
Why? Because I was almost a full one out here in the studio, because I didn't tell you guys, my videographer came into town yesterday.
Yes, we heard. Jerry had the host.
I tell you that. Well, so I'm just finishing up with. This is day 2 of videography ass whipping on me.
Oh yeah, how's that going for you?
It's good. It was kind of not a full day yesterday, so it was actually I feel pretty good. But today I'm gonna go whooping.
Awesome. Well, listen. I think we got a surprise guest here for a few minutes here. Fontana, Jimmy. If Jimmy's power was out there a little bit, boys, Jimmy wasn't paying the bills, so Jimmy's power went out for a second. Jimmy, if Joe was around, let's bring Joe in for a few minutes before we bring Warren Maynard in. But Fontana, I see you there, but I don't see you there. So there's Fontana's screen. I think Fontana must be just doing something in the restroom or something. Hey, while we're waiting for Fontana, Marty, looking at you, brother. What are you grateful for today?
Man, I'm grateful. I woke up. Grateful. I got some great clients. Grateful for you guys. You guys are just like part of my routine. I don't even like on the days I can't get here. I don't even feel right.
I know what you mean. Actually, yeah,
man. Grateful for healthy family. Grateful for my health. Because I put a lot of time and energy into my health.
Yeah,
and just man, I'm grateful for everything, man. Literally, like to freaking the shirt I got on, to having a transportation, a source of transportation, everything, man. I thank God every day for everything in my life.
I love how simple your response is, because often we as men, Marty, we overthink it. We think you got to have like the best answer in the world. You're like, no, man, I'm grateful that I woke up today. Like, I love that, man. That's just fucking awesome. Hey, Warren, Jimmy, let's let Fontana's ready. Warren, I see you on horizontal. Warren, if we can get you onto the vertical feed as well. You got 2 tabs there, so we need to see you in both feeds, which would be great. And looks like Fontana is ready to come into the lab. Hey,
What's up, Joe?
Hey. I wonder if that means he was smoking a reefer and his eyes are nice and Chinese.
No, not at all. That was like an hour ago when I was eating my McDonald's breakfast.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm just kidding. So it's funny you guys talk about that. So over the last 6 weeks, I've gone, I don't want to say paleo, but I've removed all preservatives, all ultra-processed foods, all artificial sugar. My wife is laughing because I cheat on that like every other day. But she would always tell me, if you're eating Ronald McDonald's, you're the clown.
I love that. I mean, I'm taking that.
Sorry,
man.
Even with the cheating,
beautiful thing.
Even with the cheating, though, I've gone from 220 to 190.
There you go.
And from when to when? How long you been doing this?
Since October.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy shit! You did that for 10 days.
And I got 2 fake knees.
You, brother. You know what I love about that, brother? Is you didn't wait for the fucking New Year to start your plan. Great fucking job.
Yeah.
Well, I've always been of the mind that if you're going to make a New Year's resolution and you're going to own it, you want your new year to look and be and feel a certain way, then you got to fucking start working before the year starts. So I looked at it as, I'm tired of being a fat slob. I'm tired of the fact that if I go up 3 flights of steps, I can't catch my breath after having spent a long time doing a lot of running. Because I made the mistake when I hung up my spurs. I was like, you know what? I'm never doing another push-up again. I'm never doing another sit-up again. I've done millions of them. Fuck you. I'm eating McDonald's. I'm going to make out with Wendy. I'm going to be the Burger Prince to the Burger King, Popeye the Sailor Man. And the next thing you know, you go from 165 and 3% body fat to 220 pounds, wondering why you can't even remember what your own penis looks like. There you are. That was the best when I got down to 100 pounds. I was like, I remember you. Hey, those are my toes.
Hey, you're hanging out with Keith Billis, CMartyFit, Jon Andersen, and our drop-in guest this morning, Joe Fontana. Joe dropping in for a quick minute here. Joe had some big news yesterday. He's going to reveal here, and then guys, we're going to go to the Marty Fit tip, and then we're going to come back with Warren Maynard. He's hanging out, politely waiting for us. Warren's like, guys, how do I get on in this fun? Like, no. You're a newbie here, man. You can't come in yet. No, you haven't been in here. Fontana's been here a few times. Fontana's dropped his fans a few times for us. So Maynard, we're going to bring in here shortly here, brother, and we're going to have some fun with you. We're excited to have you in here. Klutke, I see you there in the lab. I see you there in the comments. We're going to make out with Wendy. But I love this one. Fit presenter is, and here's the quote of the morning. If you're eating McDonald's, you're the clown, from Joe Cool, which is otherwise known as Joe Fontana. So Fontana, in a minute or less, what happened in your world yesterday, and what are you doing next?
So for the sales guys out there who feel like they aren't part of an organization, if you feel that way, then own it. So I'm a 50-year-old guy. and I resigned from my organization yesterday and put into effect a separation plan. So it's, you guys aren't happy with me. I'm not happy with you. I'm trying to affect change, but I don't have the authority to do it. So rather than the problem being me, I'm going to step away. Now you still have this problem to deal with. I'm going to help transition, help make this a seamless move, because if I were to walk away, 40 people aren't getting paid for 2 months. There's just that black hole that happens when a sales rep walks off and nobody knows all that stuff going on. So I made the decision, you know what, let's part as friends. I'm going to help transition. I'll find my replacement. We'll train them up so that on April 1st, it's a seamless transition. People are still getting paid. Clients are getting taken care of. Nobody gets hurt for it. And now I'm just scared fucking shitless because I'm looking at the things that people expect from job seekers nowadays, and I don't want to jump through those fucking hoops. I've been doing this for 30 years. I saw something today that just brought me just almost to the point of rage, in that a hiring manager recruiter was like, hey, somebody just sent me a music video as a way to introduce themselves. This is the wave of the future. Fuck you and fuck your wave of the future. Why do I have to fucking get on a fucking box and dance like a fucking goon to show you that I'm fucking valuable?
Brother, take a deep breath and realize this is a fucking huge opportunity for you to get better. Take a deep breath, brother. This is a line in the sand of your life, brother. You know, take all this negative energy, spin it around, and realize, fuck, I'm gonna get better. There's a better version of me. I'm waiting on the other side of these challenges that are new to me, that are uncomfortable. This is fucking beautiful. This is not a bad
day. To hear that.
Yeah, big opportunity.
It's always a storm before the sunshine, man.
Fuck yeah, man. You know that if challenges don't land in front of you, you stay the same. And who wants to stay the same?
I know, but you know what? I appreciate that.
So you know what?
This morning,
I might have to fucking make a dancing music video. I know you won't, but just look at it like that. Fuck, man. If I got to dance like a motherfucker, I'm gonna dance. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
I appreciate you saying that, because as you guys were talking about gratitude before, I used to have a motto. I still do, so it's not used to. Gratitude is the attitude.
That's right. That's right.
There we go.
And Fontana, you got lots of love from the comments, brother, because you know this is the best morning show for men. You got Richie Ingram, one of your veteran alumni, saying, "New Don Joe, reinvent it your way, brother," and that's what you're doing.
Baby.
Richie, you know how it is, though. When your CO is like, "Hey guys, I know you just got out of the field. You don't have ammo. In Richie's case, you got your fucking arm blown off. Wow. But hey, I need you to go back into the field in a few minutes."
But Richie's arm getting blown off was the fucking best thing that ever happened to that man. I mean, that was the best. He lost his arm, and Jesus Christ, look at this. Think of how small your problems are, brother.
No, you make a good point. I looked at it like this: I know I got to reinvent myself. I know I got to go out and fight the good fight, but I just needed a couple of minutes to fuck you with the screen. So thank you for giving me that opportunity to fuck you with the screen. This is the accountability that I needed.
Awesome. Well, Fontana, we love you here, man. We got to rock and roll. We got to keep the show going. We got Warren Maynard in. Fontana, you come back, hang out with us. We give you
join my podcast today.
Yes,
my first one. You're my inspiration, my man.
Let's go.
We love you, man. We love your energy. Come back. Hey, listen, since you're unemployed, you come hang out with us next week.
You got to come back, man. You got to come back. We got to tap into that.
Brother, go get this shit. This is a new beginning for you. Let's get
the fucking work, Joe. Get the work, Joe.
Fontana's dancing video, how to get a new job from Joe Fontana. Brand new dancing video. Marty, get after it, brother. Warren Maynard's coming up in a minute. Warren, get ready, brother. You're up next. Get after him, Marty.
Let's get it, man. All right, I guess this is kind of similar to what Joe was talking about, or parts of it. But anyway, your fitness is going to change when you realize you're in control. Your fitness is going to change when you realize that you're in your position because of your choices. What Jon just said, right? So you might have too much body fat. You got to recognize these are your choices from the last 10, 20 years. You might feel sluggish because of your choices from the last 10, 20 years. You can't see you know what because of your choices in the last 10, 20 years. Whatever the pain point is for you, you got to realize they're your choices. Now, what can you do? Make better choices and make them consistently. You're in control. Nobody's making you go buy the Ronald McDonald's and make Ronald McDonald's rich and you're the clown. Nobody's making you get the beer. Nobody's making you binge drink at the bar. Nobody's making you do that. You have a choice. And I'm glad Joe just came on because he's going through something now. Joe has a choice. He can, adapt, reinvent himself, and be positive, or he can go down a negative path and make all the excuses. So eat cleaner, lift weights, do your cardio. I think we had Jeffrey on the other day. He doesn't like weights. He does the elliptical and he does his cardio. If that's what you do, fine, but make the choice and you can get the result that you want, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually as well, because we know fitness affects all of that. So you are in control of your choices. That's the fitness tip for today.
There's the fit tip of the day with CMartyFit, Christopher Martin daily. Things for you guys to think about as you're getting your day started from the fitness perspective.
Yes, sir.
We got our friend Warren Maynard joining the show here today, and I don't know
What's up, Warren?
What the hell he was getting himself into as he was sitting there in the green room, quietly observing, nodding and laughing and going, what the hell is this show I've just joined? Warren, you've joined the biggest morning show for men, Mornings Lab with Keith and Friends. We are excited to have you here. Guys, yes, Warren is all about inspiring men to be great husbands. He's a father, a leader, national director at Impact.
Yeah, baby.
He's from Somerville, South Carolina. We celebrated Warren a few weeks back on the Creator Spotlight. Mr. Maynard, thank you for joining us in the lab here today, brother. How are you?
What's up, Warren?
Hey, it's great to be with you guys this morning. And man, what a way to wake up and get hyped for the day with some awesome men who are trying to figure it out together. And man, that is what I'm all about. That's what Impact Players is all about, is finding that band of brothers in your life, that iron sharpening iron that can help you be the man, the husband, the father, the leader that you want to be. And man, it's great when you can be with some guys that don't pull any punches when they get together. And I can definitely feel that vibe right here on this room.
Oh, there's no punches being pulled here, especially amongst the three hosts here who spend every single day loving each other and throwing nothing but love through the camera. And Rick Klecki, we see you there as well. Simon Arnott, I see you here in the lab this morning. Thanks for the comments. So, hey, Warren, we like to ask everybody, I'm going to throw the question to Marty here. We like to ask everybody the same question to start the day. Marty, let's ask the question of Warren. What's the question?
What is your morning routine, Warren? Let us know what it is you do every day to get you going.
Yeah.
And let's go.
Oh man, I knock out 10,000 push-ups and 100,000 sit-ups and really get after it. No, for me, man, I got to start, and I've been doing this for 30 years now, but I got to start with building the rock of my heart the right way. And so what I do every morning after I get out of bed is I begin with practicing some gratitude, saying, God, thank you for this day. Yes. Thank you for this opportunity to go hard for you. And then I grab my cup of coffee. I sit down with my Bible. I open up my journal. And guys, I'll take 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll take an hour to just really read scripture, pray, process, and ask God to speak into my life and my day, so that when I go out and I start talking to men about how they can be better husbands, fathers, and leaders, I'm not just giving them my own personal BS. I'm giving them something that comes from a deep, lasting, eternal truth that comes from the Word of God. So that's how I start my day. Once I get that knocked out, then I can attack my routines, my health. I can attack, staying connected with my family, investing, pouring into others. But it all begins with that solid foundation of building my life on that Word of God.
That's awesome. Warren, has gratitude always been the center of your life, or did you go through a journey, Warren, where you had to discover the power of gratitude, and perhaps it was the power through faith? But talk to us about how you discovered gratitude, Warren Maynard.
Yeah, no, it's not about discovering gratitude. It's about learning how to practice gratitude. And if you're not practicing gratitude, you're probably taking a lot of things in your life for granted. An example, our website went down a couple days ago. And when you run an organization that's dependent on a website and that website goes down for 12 to 24 hours,
Man,
that can be devastating to what you do. And you take for granted all the times that website is running the way it should be. And so I'll just say about 5 years ago, I started off my year with a word, and the word was rejoice always. Actually comes from a scripture in the Bible where he says, rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances. And so, guys, what I did was I put this in my calendar app where every morning I woke up and the first thing that I saw on my calendar was just these two words, rejoice always. And I had no idea that 2018 was going to be the most difficult year of my life, the most painful year of my life, the hardest year of my life. And every single day I found myself having to find something to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can rejoice in this even when hell is breaking out over here. I can be grateful for what is good in my life. And I had to learn that. You don't just become a grateful person. You have to practice gratitude every single day.
It's like a muscle. You know, we talk about muscle memory in the muscles. It's a muscle memory in the brain. You train your brain to go to the positive side rather than the negative side. I so agree with you, brother. If you don't practice it, you lose it.
Absolutely. And you know, there's modern science. We know this. There's modern science that proves exactly what you're saying, John, that you've got to train your brain to think that way. And you know, we're always around people that are so negative. They're the Debbie Downers, the negative Nellies. They're the ones that always see the problem instead of the solution. And it's because they haven't trained their brain. But this science is tied to a deep spiritual truth. And that's the one that I mentioned 2,000 years ago. Some guy wrote these words, rejoice always. You know, and that's because he understood that if you build that mentality, you will be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Hey, who was that guy? Who was that guy that wrote that?
A guy by the name of Apostle Paul. So Paul wrote that we are transformed when we renew our minds. And that's science is proving that 2,000 years later, but he knew that all the way back then.
Dude, it's just like my lifestyle tip. I was coming into this. It's going to be about you. Basically, you control your thoughts. You control your life.
Rick Kletke's coming in with the comments. So just having some fun with this whole thing. Rick is like, did he write that from a jail cell? Is there
was there even jail back in those days?
Kletke, what the hell are you doing, man? Sorry, I just had to throw that out there. Warren, talk a little bit about impact players and how did you start Impact? Talk about the journey of Impact and where is Impact sit today, Warren Maynard?
Oh yeah, no, actually, I did not start Impact. It started in 2004 by a former star baseball player with the University of Washington, turned Seattle Mariner. He ended up going into a wealth management position and started this because, get this, guys, there was one man who he watched this guy. He had a business of over 400 employees, and he watched this guy make a series of devastating decisions that destroyed his family, his marriage, and his business. He lost it all. And this guy, Matt Wimmer, said, hey, what if he had made a decision to put his family, his faith, and his marriage as a priority in his life? And as a result, that impact was positive instead of negative. So that's how it started, was what if you could inspire men to get their priorities in order with their faith, their family, their marriage ahead of their career. And I took over in 2020 in Seattle, Washington. I was there for 4 years. And just in the last few months, I've moved to South Carolina, and we are taking this impact players nationwide to start chapters and cohorts online and in person with men who want to find a band of brothers who will come alongside of them to encourage them and inspire them and challenge them to pull no punches and to get after those kind of men together.
That's awesome.
That's fucking great, brother. That's great because you surround yourself with people that are practicing the same thing you are.
Yep.
It becomes habit. Creating habits when you're trying to create a bunch of positive habits and you're surrounded by people that don't understand, it's fucking difficult.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys, the show's just gone sideways because Amy Reinert's joined the show here. So just watch what you guys say because we have Amy on the comments here now, Marty and Johnny. So just be careful because Reinert might just have to write a story about us here this morning. I'm all joking, Amy. I love you. I'm glad to have you in the lab.
That was awful.
Yeah.
What's up, Amy?
Amy's the shit, man. She was she brought some good dynamic to the show.
There you go, Amy. So there's your article today. Amy is the shit. Amy, we're hanging out with Warren Maynard this morning, the CEO and founder of Impact. Warren gets out of bed. Warren, correct me from this. You get up every single day to help men, help fathers, help dads get after it and achieve big goals, right, Warren? And you do that through the Impact organization, ain't it, Warren?
That's right. Yeah. And it's a passion. It fuels me every day.
That's awesome. Warren, when you're talking with guys that are looking to come into Impact, what are you finding is the biggest challenge that they're having in their life before they make the step towards you and your organization? Warren.
Well, John talked about it, and that's the problem of isolation. When guys kind of get out of college and they lose that, the guys that they were in the frat house with or the dorm with, they get into their careers. They get busy trying to build their careers. And what they end up doing is they realize somewhere down the road, oh man, I don't have any friends anymore. I don't have any what we call level 5 friends that I can share with my deepest struggles, what's going on. And so all of a sudden, my marriage starts to struggle. My family starts falling apart. I have a hiccup or a road bump in my business, and I don't know who to talk to. I don't know where to go. And I'm too prideful to tell anybody that I'm falling apart on the inside. So what we want to do is we want to say, hey, listen, you're not alone. Find your band of brothers, get with some men, practice what we call audacious authenticity so that you get so real that you just tear down the masks, tear down the imposter syndrome, and just realize that you can be 100% real with the guys in the room. And when that happens, that's the magic. The magic happens when guys can really reach that point of what we call audacious authenticity with one another.
John, Marty, I don't know what you guys, I absolutely love, and I mean love the energy Warren Maynard's bringing to the lab this morning. Like I'm suspecting he might even have more energy than the three of us have this morning. This dude's fucking rocking it right now. Like,
because he did 10,000 fucking push-ups before he got here.
Yeah.
And sit-ups.
And I'm thinking Warren crushed the can of we're making a comeback Jolt Cola. Warren, I grew up with Jolt like me and Johnny back in the old.
Too. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna open Marty's eyes to some of these old things back in the olden days. But Jolt's back, so Warren got up, crushed some Jolt, did his 10,000 push-ups. Now he's here in the lab. But Warren, we're wrapping up with you, my brother. How can Business Athlete Nation? How can everybody find you?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on LinkedIn. That's a great spot. Follow our Impact Players page on LinkedIn. But check out www.impactplayers.org. And man, we would love to connect with you. Sign up for our newsletter. Follow us on social media. We're out there, so we'd love to connect. And no matter where you are, no matter what your faith background, you can be a part of an Impact Players chapter cohort anywhere you are.
Warren, before you go, I wanted to say something that I love because it happens regularly here on the show. We got folks coming in and we bring up the topic of faith. And in my experience in the past, when people bring up the topic of faith, all of a sudden guys are like, oh, but you know what? I love it, man. You bring it in here. You talk about it like it's normal, like you're having a cup of coffee or orange juice. Marty talks about it all the time. You know, we've had other fellows that have come through that center their life around faith. And I love this. if that's what you need to have your life centered around, no judgment, full of grace, and it's welcome here in the lab. There's nothing wrong with pursuing something that's great, journaling about it, and then talking about it amongst a band of brothers. And you said it, Warren. You don't have to believe in your faith or my faith or somebody else's faith, but it's this idea of coming together, having a purpose, having a mission, and in many ways, creating discourse around it. And I love that you've done that, Warren. I love your purpose of that, my friend.
Hey, thank you, Keith. And just, I want to say to anybody, whether it's the guys listening or even you guys on the show, I'm the kind of guy that if you reach out to me privately and say, hey, I need somebody to talk to, man, I'll find a time. We'll set up a call, a Zoom, but every man needs somebody they can talk to. And so if you're just feeling like you're at the end of your rope, reach out to me. I'll get connected with you. We'll get you in a band of brothers. Don't do this alone.
Awesome. And Warren, you know where you can start your day, and you know where you can tell all your men to start their day. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, the only morning show we get out of bed to help men get out of bed, to help them prevent the snooze button, to achieve those big audacious goals. Warren, come back and hang out with us again, okay?
Hey, thanks so much, Keith. You guys are the best.
Awesome.
Thanks, Warren. Take care, brother.
All right, Warren's going to get out of here. Johnny's got the lifestyle tip, and then we got Jorie Janzen hanging out, waiting for us patiently. We're going to talk ultra-processed foods, Joe Fontana's favorite. Johnny, you're up.
This is going to be one of the simplest tips that is so goddamn powerful. You control your thoughts. You control your life. Let's break that down. We all have those days where we wake up at the wrong side of the bed and our thoughts, our brains are just in the wrong place. And it puts us in a certain mental space. And that mental space basically puts us in a shitty day. And that shitty day can turn into lots of bad things if you don't straighten it out. Now, you control those thoughts. You start your day with gratitude, which is what we've been talking about here on this show this morning. Start your day with gratitude. Get your brain, get your thoughts in the right spot, and you're going to see a better reality. You have the wrong thoughts, you see the problems rather than the opportunities. You have the wrong thoughts, and you're ultimately going to go down a rabbit hole that's going to keep you from getting what you want. So how do you actually execute this whole thing? You start off your morning right away. Take a few minutes to put yourself in the right frame of mind. And the easiest way to do that is to have a state of gratitude mentally. Write down a handful of things you are grateful for. If you don't like the word grateful, think about happy, think about positive, think about the good shit in your life, and you will start to see the opportunities rather than the problems. Rock and roll.
I love it. If you don't like grateful, think happy. It's the same thing. I love that, Johnny, because a lot of people go, I don't mean grateful. No, man, just think about happiness. What's going on, Jorie Janzen?
I am here looking forward to having some good chats.
Yes. How are you today? What's going on here today? A little bit of what's happening here today, Jor?
Well, this morning it's a little bit sad, but it's good. So I had to quickly make sure I said goodbye to my daughter. She's gone for the weekend. She's going to go hang out with some friends at a friend's cabin. So it's kind of sad. I won't see her after school. And some parents are like, party, but I mean, I have one kid.
Yes.
I want to be with her.
I understand.
Yes.
My mom is like that too. I'm her only child, so my mom's the same way.
Where are you going?
And you know what it really does? It demonstrates the difference between the relationship you have with your child and other people have with theirs.
Yes.
I was the same way, like when on a special occasion, I want my kids close, I know, for example, my birthday, if I'm going to ask for, so when my kids were at home, my birthday, I would ask for them to be with me. I know other parents that will leave for their birthday to get away from them. God damn, it just 100%. Because it demonstrates the difference between how we are with our kids and how they are with their kids. So good shit, Jorie.
Good on you, Joe. So listen, today I read something this morning in the good old Wall Street Journal, good old typical Western media, good stuff. Hey, no judgment. We got to find our information somewhere, and then we create this show to talk about things like this. And there's a new study which is helping to answer a pressing nutritional question: which ultra-processed foods are harming our health And Jorie, which might not be so bad. Now, the problem that we've been led to believe is that the way that packaged foods are made, researchers believe products such as many frozen pizzas, cereals, chips pack more calories per gram than less processed foods do. And most ultra processed foods, as John would say, have a combination of salt and fat and sugar and carbs that aren't generally found in nature. And what we have found, and get this, guys, ultra processed foods make up about 58% of the calories that U.S. adults and children ages 1 and up consume in a day, according to analysis of federal data. However, guys, recent studies have linked diets high in ultra-processed foods to increased risks of obesity, type 2 diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and so forth. Robert Kennedy Jr., obviously the new president-elect's nominated to lead health, has blamed chemicals and additives in food for widespread health problems. Let's talk about this whole idea of ultra-processed foods, Jorie. I'm going to get more into the article in a second, but I know you haven't had a chance to perhaps go through the whole thing, but the article talks about there might be some ultra-processed foods that aren't as bad as we've been led to believe, and this article is trying to lead us to a space where maybe these are okay. Jorie.
Yeah, and I'm super excited because I think John and I are going to be on the same page, and Marty, I think, as well. So I think that it is all in terms of balance. Yes, there are some ultra processed foods that aren't as ultra harmful. So things like canned peaches, or canned tuna, or a plant-based fortified milk, or a high temperature treated milk that can be stored on the shelf. So it lasts longer.
Jarred salsa in a jar. Salsa in a jar is in a jar. It's in the shelf in the middle of the grocery store.
Right.
But it might not be the worst, right, Jorie? Like, there's an example of something, right?
And I think if we look at, probably, you're right, I didn't get a chance to look at this article in particular in detail, but I'm guessing, and so add in what you've read, but I'm guessing it's not just about a diet full of ultra processed foods, and even a diet full of the best options.
Yes.
It's about part of a balanced diet. Let's not get like insane and holier than thou. Some ultra processed foods as part of your healthy diet is probably going to be fine, and actually may help get the nutrients in. For example, with cream of wheat, iron content, or a lot of cereals are adding B12 and folate, which folate's important for women to prevent neural tooth defects in their babies. So, I mean, these are ways, especially people that are living in places where healthy, fresh foods aren't as much of an option by the time they reach there. The fruit's bad, the produce is bad, or it's crazy expensive. So if you buy the ultra processed, it's not cheap. However, it lasts longer, right? So even if you're looking at some instant oatmeal, it's been fortified with some nutrients. So it's going to last longer. It's quick and easy for time. There's people out there that are working 2-3 jobs to make ends meet. Plus they've got families to drop off at different places. So there's a convenience to it. And there is some healthful nutrients added too. Yes. So obviously whole food, closest to nature, is going to be best. However, there is a place. If you're taking out a frozen pizza, high sodium, you probably want to eat the whole pizza, not a part of the pizza. So what can you add to it?
Yes.
So I'll stop there so other people can join the conversation. But I think that ultra processed, it's a combination of with unprocessed.
Yes. Yeah. Johnny.
I just think everything Jorie said is spot on. But I think what makes it so difficult is you have to have the knowledge base like Jorie has to understand this shit, right? I mean, and when it comes down to it, some of these finer details, Jorie runs circles around me because I try to simplify things. I try to keep it really simple for my clients, because you get it too complex and most of them, it confuses them or they can't follow it. So really what I'm saying is that if there was, hopefully our food becomes more food rather than business, and this will become easier for people to fucking sort out, because it's, unfortunately, It's our food, especially in America. It's about, they don't give a shit about our health. They care about making money. I mean, God damn it, the tobacco companies now own most of the big food companies. I mean, let's look at what is the purpose of the tobacco companies? To get people fucking hooked on their products so they'll buy more of that shit. You know, unfortunately, food now has some of that same, you know, it rhymes. So what I really hope is that we can straighten this out to some extent to where the average person can navigate this a little bit easier, because what George said is totally true. And fuck, that's not easy shit to figure out.
Yeah. Marty, comments on this?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Johnny, man, and I try to tell my clients to stay away from processed food, ultra processed food, as much as possible. But like Jorie said, there are some things that are acceptable. She mentioned oatmeal. I was going to ask Jorie, what about yogurt? Is that would be
food, right?
That would be something that's acceptable. Yeah. So I think the 80-20 rule is the way. I think 80% clean whole foods. 20% sprinkle some of your favorite stuff in there. You in the gym, you putting the work in, you drinking your water, you'll be fine.
Jorie, is it so? I know we like to simplify things, and you've thrown some good knowledge on the table, and Johnny likes to wrap it up with how can we make it really simple. I want to help our audience as they're going through the grocery store, Jorie. They're looking at the ingredients and the nutrition label, and I want to make it very simple around common sense. But really what you want to instruct somebody, and this has been taught to us over and over, but sometimes we just need to hear it again. When you look at the label, the first thing on that list should be the real food, Jorie? So if you're looking at canned peaches, the first ingredient, peaches, right? Not sugar, not syrup. And that would be the best way we can help our guys make some of our decisions, Jorie?
Absolutely. And I mean, everybody's flipping through the internet anyway.
Yes.
You can self-educate if you can't afford to work with a qualified trainer or registered dietitian or your life coach that has some knowledge base there. I think it's really important to be able to understand that, you can start comparing. Like I've mentioned probably several months back that I did take someone because the local convenience store is so expensive.
Yes.
It's in a neighborhood. And so it's a small mom and pop's place, and they can't compete with the big grocery stores out there. So it's very expensive. So we just walked down the block to the dollar store. You're not going to find fresh whole food at the dollar store.
Right.
However, I was able to show them that the canned beans, the tomato sauce, the whole grain crackers has a little bit more added to it, the box of cream of wheat for that iron source. So I was able to kind of show them how the ultra processed foods, how you can make the best out of it. And what you can do is, when you can, bring in the fresh, bring in the whole food, but supplement in. If people are willing to take a protein powder, I don't know, that's kind of ultra processed.
Well, it is 100% is, and Johnny talks about it all the time. Don't have protein,
100%.
right?
I mean, that's my thing. Is this if that's all you have, okay? But if you have another choice, make a better choice. And it's it's just, man. Here's an interesting hack, right? So I have clients that are from other countries in America, and they will go shop. Like a client was it 2 days ago? He's from Poland, so he goes and he shops at the little mart where he gets food from Poland. And they imported that fucking food is so much different than the shit that's at the closest regular grocery store. So if you shop, it's not going to be the cheapest, of course, because they're importing it all. But that's another interesting little hack to get away from some of the shit that America allows these food companies to do to our food. Go to a store that sells food from another country, because other countries' standards for food is much, much higher than ours.
So Johnny raises a good point, Jorie, and I had this conversation I think last week over dinner, but you look at so somebody held up a box of Fruit Loops in Canada and a box of Fruit Loops in America. Guys, the ingredients, like the colors added to your box, you guys, and the sugar added to your box, like you guys want nobody wants the box of Fruit Loops, but you guys actually want our Fruit Loops because they are quote unquote healthier. But it's, to Johnny's point, man, it's incredible how the Food and Drug Administration makes decisions on your guys' food packaging and so forth. But Jorie, one thing I do want to throw on the table here before we wrap up, I know you got a busy day ahead of you here, quick 2 minutes here, is Here's the other confusing thing for men. You're going to go down the aisle and you're going to pick a canned peaches, canned soup, canned something. Does it have BPA lining the can? Because if BPA is lining the can, you're probably silently killing yourself with all those chemicals. That's something else that we want to be asking yourself, Jorie Janzen.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we can keep on going and right down to fertilizers being used, right? So,
Yes.
Again, if the processed food can be used as part of not everything, then you should be fine. But it's those that lean on it because maybe they don't enjoy cooking or meal prep, or they haven't learned how to create a budget. The simple things of life that allow you to eat more whole foods more often, then that can be a tricky thing. But yeah, if your life is that, then there's got to be some work done, some education done. Take some time to be able to read. But most people, when they're going in, they're like in and out. Who loves hanging out in a busy grocery store, right? Everyone's in each other's way, getting frustrated. So I think it's figuring out, yes, we have to read, look at content, do some research before you go, make some time for that. If you have some time for Netflix, I think you have some time to Google some good content in terms of how to make best decisions.
I love that. If you have time for Netflix.
I got to say one more quick thing on this whole thing of food. So check this out. When I was in Japan, I was over there a lot when I was wrestling, and a lot of the wrestlers did not eat well. And we very often, they would basically, right across from the Tokyo Dome Hotel, there was a McDonald's. A lot of the guys would go to McDonald's to get food and then get on the tour bus, and they would eat when we were driving. So in many cases, I would see these guys eating, a fucking quarter pounder. The thickness of that patty was thicker than my thumb. I mean, it was a real fucking patty, because the standards of food in Japan, even at McDonald's, are very different. Yeah. I mean, you look at these little motherfuckers around here, it's like, it's so thin, versus something like that. So it literally just shows a difference in what's accepted in other countries and what they're allowed to do or should hear.
I love that you brought this up, Johnny. Jorie, quick on stick around here. So the big old legendary wrestler John Cena was made news yesterday because he talked about what he eats at McDonald's, boys and girls. So Cena goes to McDonald's and his go-to meal, Johnny, 2 double cheeseburgers, 2 6-piece chicken McNuggets, and get some 1,380 calories, 78 grams of fat, 27 grams of saturated fat, 3,240 grams of sodium, 98 grams of carbs, 12 grams of total sugar, 4 grams of fiber, and 78 grams of protein. And that's what John Cena is crushing when he goes to McDonald's. Team, how do you like to comment on that?
Well, John Cena doing it doesn't mean you can do it.
Yeah,
here's the thing. I think that's probably not the whole story. It makes it sound like that's his lunch. No, that's what he does in fucking once in a while, or if there's no other choice. This is not his regular. He doesn't fucking pack his lunch every day with McDonald's, for Christ's sake.
No way.
But somebody reads this and says, "Oh, well, he's doing it. I can do it."
That's exactly right.
Read between the lines, people. Come on. But here's the thing. People are looking for an excuse to do dumb shit. That's what it comes down to.
Yes.
Whoever wrote that.
And, when it comes down to it, we don't really people need to be more educated, but the biggest problem is not the education. It's the application. People know what to do in most cases, but they fucking don't do it.
Well, that's why you guys have jobs. That's why Jorie has a job, because somebody's coming to Jorie saying, okay, I want to look like this or be like this, but can I eat this? Jorie's like, no, just go eat some real food, man. Like, just go.
Nope.
Like, well, you can, but you came to see me, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you can eat that if you want to keep fucking climbing down the rabbit hole of diabetes. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, well, let's get our good friend Jorie out of here. She's got a busy day ahead here. Jorie, I know your daughter's out of town this weekend. Are you going to be okay? You and Kurt going to hang out? What are you doing this weekend?
Oh, yeah, I love Kurt. He's awesome. So, yeah, we'll probably go on a date to the grocery store.
Nice. There you go. Hey, that's a good topic, actually, for a future conversation. Going to the store with your partner and grocery shopping. That's a great conversation.
We do it all the time, every Sunday morning.
There's only one benefit to the kids leaving and that's because it gives you long periods of time to work on life expectancy.
Right.
Jorie, are you up to speed with what that means on this show? That's talking about some serious. That's talking about humping,
Jorie's been
baby.
here
You
for a
got
while.
some serious. You and the mister got to get down with some serious humping. Let's go, baby.
I've been with this for almost 6 months now, so yes, I am very much aware. I didn't even have tonight, though.
You're awesome, Jorie Janzen, our resident nutritionist.
Love it, Jorie.
Always,
I gotta say, you bring an amazing smile to the show, and I love it.
Yes, yeah.
Thanks so much, because when my dog ate my retainer after braces, my teeth twisted.
Oh, your dog ate your retainer. There's another topic for a show. Okay,
that's the dentist show. They're gonna be like, guess what my client said to me, guys.
But you know, I used to work in long-term care.
Yeah.
And the residents did not care, probably because they couldn't see that well anyway. But they would always ask, "Are those your real teeth?" And I'm like, "Can't take those out."
Dude, I swear to God, when you got straight teeth, sometimes they look to. I say, "What? Are you a fucking dentist? Why are you staring at my teeth?"
Oh, I love it. I love the energy here this morning. Jorie, I appreciate you. Nothing but love for you. Have yourself a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Say hi to Kurt for us.
Same with all of you. I know I always get asked what I'm doing. I'm so nosy or curious. I'd love to know what you guys are all doing too, but maybe we'll do that chat next time.
Oh, well, let's ask. Well, if you got a time, let's go around.
Okay, yeah, let's hear. I would love to.
I'll go first. My videographer is here, so we are gonna be making content for the next 48 hours straight.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
So those of you that are on Instagram, you're going to see Johnny in the grocery store giving you tips and hacks about life. And Johnny's always dropping good life hacks with all of his content. Marty, what do you got going on this weekend, brother?
You know me, I'm making content all the time.
Yeah.
Got hair day tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Getting shaped up a little bit.
Nice.
Probably get a table, selling my clothing. I've been doing that on the weekends and people loving it. And that's about it. Oh, I might try red light therapy. On Sunday.
Tell us about it. Yeah.
Dude, we've actually got one of those that we have here. It's fucking good shit, brother. It's really good shit.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try that Sunday. Yep.
You know what? We've had a guest here in the lab, John Graham. He owns a red light therapy company. We got to get John back on the show. I've known John quite well. He's a fucking rock star. He's a bodybuilder stud. He's built this product here. Johnny, we're gonna get you on the show, man. We're gonna get John Graham on the show here. And myself, what am I up to? My lovely bride's leaving to Mexico tomorrow. Lauren and Brooks and her sister and Kitson are going to Cancun tomorrow for the week. So Uncle Keith is digging in, rolling up the sleeves, and building the business. He's got himself and the two dogs, and Johnny's smiling. I'm looking.
That means he's going to be working on his life expectancy all by himself.
Oh my God.
Johnny's not incorrect with that one. No, there's some of the shows next week are going to be topics about men that are by themselves. Maybe we'll have Rich Ingram on the show as well, and how we can all live longer by ourselves.
There we go. There we go. Get AJ into the discussion.
All right, Jorie, you have an awesome day. You stay warm. It's a little chilly here today, so you stay warm, and we'll look forward to connecting you along the way. Okay.
Sounds good. Have a great weekend, you guys.
All right, Jorie.
All right, Jorie. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jorie.
Jorie's out of here. Marty, you got to rock and roll as well, eh?
Yeah, I'm a rock and roll, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. I'll holler at y'all.
We had a lot of fun this week. A lot of fun
Have
today.
a great
Absolutely.
day, brother. Great loop.
You too. Yep, you too.
Take care, Marty.
Yep.
All right, Johnny, I know you got to go for a piss, and I got to do the creator spotlight. So why don't you step out for a quick pee break, and then if you got a couple minutes, you come back and wrap it up, or you got to rock and roll as well. You got to go.
I got about 5 minutes. Is that because we're getting a crack on this stuff early today? Does that work with the spotlight?
Tell you what, yeah. Or unless you want to go for a piss, or we can say goodbye right now too. Want to say goodbye right now? Yeah, I want to say goodbye right now. Why don't we say goodbye? And no, go for a piss. Oh,
okay, brother.
I'll
stick around, man. I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it.
Yeah, we're having some fun today. Good time. Okay, we're going to the career spotlight. We're going to get some good content here. We got somebody here, Johnny, Marty, Jimmy.
I'm definitely going to take my piss though. So I'm going to cut me loose for a second. Yeah.
Set up the segment. We'll come back. We'll rock it up. Okay, go for it, brother. All right. Johnny's going to go for a piss, and Jimmy, we're going to set up the creator spotlight segment here, which we love doing this part of the show here because here's where we get to celebrate humans that are like, oh, there's this morning show for men. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's called Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, the only show to get you guys out of bed, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Jeremy, if you're still hanging out with us, love to have you here. Jeffrey Johnson, we love you too, brother. Man, you are a gladiator. We had a great conversation with you this week. We're going to get Jeffrey back in the near future here. Jimmy, I gonna get the horizontal setup for I see your yeah, I see that there. Yeah, okay, I see that there, Jimmy. Okay, so Jimmy, I got the horizontal setup there. And so guys, you guys know we got our producer Jimmy there in the Philippines pressing buttons and so forth. He's been with me since day one here, and I could not do this show without Jimmy. So you talk about morning gratitude. I got nothing but gratitude for Jimmy and Tommy and my team here helping me here build this big morning show for all of you guys. And I got to just say this too here, just one quick little thing, and I'm going to go to the camera and look right at it. So listen, this morning show is free for all of you. Why? Because that's what I believe in, and I want to keep it free for all of you. But free doesn't build a business. Nope, free don't build a business because free doesn't pay the bills. So what we've done is we've introduced a new segment called The Exchange. It's immediately following Mornings in the Lab. If you have a story to tell, if you got a book to sell, if you got a program to promote, or maybe you just got something you want to talk about, you need content. We live in a world of video content, video. Trust. You want to build trust? You got to get in the camera over and over and over. You want to drop a video once a month and people are going to trust you? Ain't going to work. I saw a great video from our friend Danny Delvecchio yesterday. Danny's like, no, you got to get in front of people often, over and over and over. You know why people trust Jon? Because they see Jon's content nonstop. So if you need to create content, you don't know how to create content, but you want to create great content that looks like what we create, we got The Exchange here. It's a product for you guys to create content for you, for your story. We help you distribute it, but we do it the Mornings in the Lab way. It's called The Exchange, and this product is going to help us keep the morning show free. All right, let's transition to the creator spotlight, the community corner spotlight of the show here. And Johnny, we got somebody who's all the way from New York University, Gallatin School of Individual Study, New York. He's all about preparing leaders. He's an ex-Apple, Google, Airbnb, Lyft, TEDx Harlem. He's out in tech. He's the co-founder of Let's Go with somebody. And he's all about unlocking more courage, compassion, and connection for teams in tech. And I'm just going to find my notes here for our creator spotlight this morning. Where is it here? So here it is right here. All right. So tech leaders love to talk about disruption, but here's the real disruption: leading with courage and compassion. Most leaders are stuck in their heads, stuck in metrics, data, projections. But what about the hearts of the people that they lead? That's where transformation, that's where true transformation happens. There's one person, Johnny, who's been on a mission to flip the leadership script. He's worked with CEOs at the world's biggest brands. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. He's worked at Apple, Google, Airbnb, OpenAI, and he's been in the rooms where the decisions get made, and he knows this: great products don't create great cultures, great leaders do. Just like Jon Andersen, Keith Bell, CMartyFit, and so forth. Today, guys, I want to introduce you to somebody who we're going to celebrate for Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. We're going to take a moment to celebrate. Here he is. Get the button. Julio Alvarez. There he is. Julio Alvarez. We're celebrating you this morning, my friend. Johnny, Julio is all about supporting extraordinary leaders in tech as they do the deep inner work to get out of their heads and into their hearts. It happens through one-to-one coaching, keynote speeches, team workshops, and leadership lessons through the popular podcast, Let's Go with Julio. Johnny, check out this guy's smile, man. This guy just lights up the room with the smile. This guy might have one of the biggest smiles we've had on the show here. It might even be a bigger smile than Anthony Savalas, who was on the show earlier this week here. So, Julio, we are celebrating you this morning. He also knows it's tough for leaders to slow down and talk about hard things, getting in the way of our success, because it's easier to know than it is easier to feel. Julio makes great content on the LinkedIn platform. I love, he made a post yesterday, which is what happens when one piece of feedback feels like an attack. You know what it's like. Somebody gives you a piece of feedback and you're like, oh my God, this guy's attacking me. No, actually, a great piece that Julio has written here about what happens when it feels like it's an attack and how you might want to respond to it. So this morning, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, we are more than excited to celebrate you, Julio Alvarez. And here's how it works, my friend. We know there's somebody in your orbit that you'd love to celebrate. So we would like to invite you to hang out with myself, Johnny, Marty, and the whole gang here, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, to celebrate somebody in your orbit for the Creator Spotlight. There you have it, Jimmy, Johnny. That's it. That's the spotlight today. That's the show today. I think we're working towards wrapping it up. Mr. Andersen, good show today, man. Good show today.
Yeah, absolutely. Two sticks. It was a 2-stick show, baby. 2 cigars a day. Let's go.
Oh man, I was waiting for somebody to throw the life expectancy question to Jorie. So there's the soundbite, Johnny, right there, Jimmy. There's the soundbite. That's just the cut we're going to give Jorie. Jorie, we knew we were going to ask the question about life expectancy there at some point. So.
Well, and I say this with love, but I bet she's a goddamn wildcat. You know,
well, for sure, she's awesome. We had dinner last week. Her attitude, her personality, she got such positive energy. I just love her energy.
That's what I'm saying. She does everything she does well. I'm sure that goes right into her life expectancy work.
There you go.
What did you think when I called her a wildcat? What did you fucking think I was talking about?
Well, I know what you're talking about, which I love it. I just love it, man. I absolutely love it. Jimmy, I think we should get
the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Let's be honest.
Oh my God. And I got Jimmy here with the comments. I did it my way, as the good old Frank Sinatra would say here. So, hey, Johnny, before we say goodbye, so you say you got content going on today. So tell me a little bit. So what does that mean? Do you guys get on the camera? Do you guys do stuff around the house? Do you guys go venture everywhere? Like, so quickly, in a minute or less, what's your content strategy? Because I know you're a guy who works largely off the top of your head. Does your videographer have a list of things to shoot? Do you lead it? Who leads it, Johnny?
Well, when I look at content, it's kind of pillars. Like there's pillars. I have 4 pillars, right? So there's Terry and I. They like Terry and I, right? Because people are really digging the openness of the relationship talk.
Yes.
Then there's just me saying things that we consider a talking head video, where I just say things to help people see things from a different perspective. Then of course there's like the info food grocery store. Right. And then that kind of branches off into the kitchen. So what we do is we kind of film around our pillars. But when it comes down to it, he's just fucking filming all the time, because when you get to a certain point where you don't really have to make content, you are the content.
Yes. Oh, well said.
So what you're not seeing is, like, when you see those little clips of me in the store, what you're not seeing is that fucking camera never turns off. That makes sense? He's filming me fucking maneuver the whole fucking time. He just goes and gets those little bits.
Oh yeah.
Because you never know when something's going to happen. That's worthy of a good piece of content. Sometimes a stranger will come up and I'll have a kind of a cool little conversation. Bam, there's great. But if it's not filming, we're not catching it.
Yeah. That's great advice, and many don't think about it that way. But you got to be filming, because, and that's what sometimes, and you know this too. Folks will call me out and say, "Hey, can we chat first?" I'm like, "No." Like, why not? Because then it's not organic. I want to meet you for the first time here on the show. I want to get to know you, because that's where it's fun. It's like often, and many probably don't know this. Like often, Keith, Marty, and John do not talk before the show, because it's most fun to get on the camera and have our coffee and wake up and start the day together. It's the most organic, because. Because if you say it off the camera, then it's not real.
Well, and then another thing too is that filming has become, sometimes people kind of, I don't know, I hate to say frown upon it, but there are a lot of places that will run you off if you come walking into a big fucking boom. You know what I mean? And so he's just got this little fucking handheld thing. You don't even know what it is, but it's this high fucking powered camera. And it's, it's like he's able to maneuver. We can kind of go wherever we want to. And a lot of times people have no fucking clue what they're doing, or they don't even know they're being filmed.
He probably has one of the little DJI Osmos. I have one of those little things too. It's got
I got fucking no idea what the goddamn thing is. Just big enough to fit in your hand. Looks like a fucking lollipop sticking out of the top of his hand.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny. Well, listen, are you around all weekend, or what do you got going on? Like, so you're shooting content and so forth?
Just all we're doing is filming. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool,
so
cool,
it's going to be good. Yeah. And the thing about it is it's just fucking kind of going about. The main thing for me is that it's just, I'm on cue the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I mean, he's up at me at 3 o'clock in the morning. He films me when I sit in my chair, when I sit there quietly.
I love the content that you create. I really do. I enjoy it. We show up on my feed and I see the little tips and tricks, and it's helpful. And it just goes back to that whole idea of, and again, folks, and I talked about it when you're on your break here, to build trust, you got to be in front of the camera all the time. It's as simple as that. Because if you don't, somebody else will, and somebody else will take your space. Right. So that's how it works in today's world. Right. So,
well, and then if you're doing stuff that's actually serves people, where value, they actually gain some sort of value, then it's now you've kind of really, that's really the basis of the whole thing.
That's right. That's right. All right, Johnny. Well, listen, pal, I think it's time for us to get out of here and get on with the rest of our day. On behalf of, excuse me. On behalf of producer Jimmy, on behalf of Marty, Johnny, who else we had here today? We had Warren. We got Jeffrey Johnson in the comments here. We got Good Time. We got Mike McQuillan. Who else do we have? We got Jeremy Cunningham. We have Amy Reiner joined us today. Fontana joined us today. Johnny, Fontana's making a music video today, jumping around looking for his new job. So
good, man. We had to set that one straight, man. He was coming at that the wrong fucking way, boy.
I knew you were going to, and I loved it because I think Joey, we love you. You needed a kick in the ass today from your boys. And that's what we do here sometimes, because we all get caught up in the negative energy. And when I met John, actually, in many ways, John, you put me in the place where I would be with Joey. And you're like, nah, what the fuck, man? Let's not go there. There's no point going there.
Well, as he was melting down, I was waiting for him to turn a corner himself. I was like, oh, he doesn't see this one. So I got to give him a little swat.
That's it. That's it. Thank you to my lovely, lovely bride, Lauren Warniak, joining us here this morning as well. She's off next week to Cancun. And Scott Benzie, I see you there as well in the comments. And who else we got? And Adam Holroyd, I see you there. And Rick Klitke joining us as well. Simon Arnott as well. And behalf of everybody, I'm Keith Phillips. That's Jon Andersen. We're here every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Mornings live with Keith and friends. Johnny, let's get out of here, brother.
Have a good loop, everyone.
All right. See you guys. Let's get after Jimmy. See you guys.